It's okay.
This is a sensitive topic, right? So we want to be, very cognizant of that. I guess I should have said this the last time, because you're going to be talking about something sensitive. If you have if there's a potential for you to have any trauma brought back up, or if this is a topic that you do not want to hear the specific details on, you may want to join us on another live stream, because this one is going to be, it's a little bit graphic. I think we had spoken about some of the details of how the practice is done. But Maya's going to tell her story, and obviously she's going to, whatever she feels comfortable in terms of the details telling. But for those of you who could be potentially traumatized from the story, it may be another topic and time for you to join. So just to give you that disclaimer before we get into it. With that being said, I think we kind of wanted to jump in with the questions for you, Admire, to kind of have this conversation flow a little bit. So maybe I could turn it over to Fatima to drive a little bit and kind of get this thing kicked off. Oh, we didn't do introductions on this live stream.
Right.
Sorry, I did all of that. We didn't do introductions.
Okay.
So, Admire, do you want to start for those?
Yeah, I can start off with the introduction. I'm sorry, guys, that you guys are doing this again. But thank you guys for joining. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are tuning in from. My name is Admire. I'm the founder of the Sierra Leonean Scaling Page. I am also an entrepreneur, a hairstylist based in Los Angeles, California. And I have my two amazing hosts with me today, Fatima and Joe in the house. So we're going to start with Joe. Joe's going to introduce himself, and then Fatima. You have the floor,
Absolutely.
Joe.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know me, Joe Hatagwa, I'm a Sierra Leonean American, born and raised in the States, have dual citizenship with Sierra Leone, also happen to be a resident of Ghana, not Ghanaian descent, but people do always ask me that. So I am the founder of Authentic African. Our goal is to help people visit, move, and invest in the continent of Africa. We tell stories of entrepreneurs on the continent, people in the diaspora building businesses on the continent, and we're really trying to bridge the gap between those on the continent and in the diaspora. So that's a bit about me. I'll turn.
I'm sorry, you cut off a little bit. I'm not sure what you said.
I think he said he'll turn the mic to you.
To me? Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. I am Fatima Sisse, aka Young Oprah, and I am the founder of Inside the Diaspora. We focus on bridging the gap between Africa and the diaspora by changing the narrative, telling our stories, because it's very important for us to tell our stories from our own perspectives. So yeah, I've been in the States for about 25 years. So yes, I came here very young. So I feel like I got the best of both worlds, because I was able to be raised. Hello, Troy. Yes. I was able to be raised in Sierra Leone with the culture and the values, etc. So I brought that here in the US, in the diaspora, and I feel like that's helped me to navigate, because you guys know the US is no joke. But yeah, I'm amazed to be here with this amazing. I've known Admire for years now, and we've actually been having conversations about, collaborating, going live together for years now, and I guess this is the perfect timing. And I know Joe and I, we had our own conversations as well, separate from this brand, but it's a pleasure to collab, for all of us to come together, especially as Sierra Leoneans. And I look forward to what we are going to uncover, the people we're going to interview, and just bringing positive vibes and doing it for salon, like they say, what they do on for salon. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Absolutely. And for some more context for folks, what Fatima was referring to is the fact that we plan to go live more regularly on what is right now called Inside Sierra Leone. We may change that name, but as of right now, that's the name. And so we'll be telling stories from Sierra Leone, from the diaspora, Sierra Leone diaspora. But this live stream is dedicated to Sierra Leone. So for all of you and everyone's audiences that are Sierra Leone focused, or if you're interested in the country of Sierra Leone, we'll be having conversations with folks specific to Sierra Leone on these live streams. So with that, if you want to kick off the questions for Admire, we can get right into it.
Yeah, so, well, first, you know, this is such a sensitive topic. So, you know, we hope that the questions we ask are not very evasive. And if you don't feel comfortable discussing anything, definitely just tell us to move on or skip it. You know, it's a safe space. I know it's your platform. She's the founder, of course. So it was only right for us to interview her, you know, for her to share her personal perspectives and her experiences, you know, as we kick off this series. Like Joe mentioned earlier, this is not just a one-off. You know, we're going to be bringing a lot of people who've suffered. I will call it suffer because, you know, sorry to say, like it's inhumane to me, you know. A lot of victims, I should say, and also professionals who can shed more light on the topic. So with that said, I want to ask, how old were you when you went through the ordeal, Admire?
Sorry, guys. Troy said to pin the comment, the topic, so I just pinned it.
Okay.
I was 7. It happened in 1997.
Okay. And can you take us through that moment as much as you can remember?
Yeah, if I get emotional, you guys, it's cool. It's just
It's
it
okay.
triggers, but it's okay. But I'm an open book. I'm willing to share. So it started in 1997. I remember they were announcing that there's a war. People should go like to other countries, neighboring countries and stuff. So my mom said, let's go to her village to say bye to everyone there.
Okay.
So we went and we said hi to her family. And then we went to this, as we were walking towards this big house. And I'm like, where are you taking me? Where are we going? I didn't know this house. So basically she walked me there and left me with them and said she'll be back. And I was screaming for her, like, go, because I used to call her go. So I'm like, go, why you left me with, who's I with this? Like, go, what's in it, go on, go, like screaming. Like, I remember screaming for her name and she just like left. And then they brought me in the house and it was a couple of older women and they put me on the floor, like fighting. I was fighting the best I could. And they put me on the floor. I was laying down butterfly style. They forced my legs, like forced me in butterfly position. Like imagine I'm fighting and I'm 7 and I'm like fighting, screaming for my mom. And I don't know these women and they're just like forcing me. I was so scared. It was so scary. And so then I was as I was screaming and I got tired eventually because they pinned me, like some knees were on me, hands pinning me to the ground so I could like, you know, chill out. And so I saw another older lady walking with a tray of like stuff like on there, razor blades, nati, I think, towels, like stuff on it. And I was screaming, like I was like, what the hell? Like in my head, like what's gonna go on? You know? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, loud and clear. I think Fatima's connection is going, but please keep going. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I was screaming and before you know it, once I felt that cut with the razor blade, it was so sharp that I passed out. Like it was so painful. I screamed so loud. Like that scream, I'll never forget. I'll never forget that night. I'll never forget the whole situation. It's so hard to forget. It was so painful. I don't even know how to describe that pain. I woke up in more pain. And the only thing that they gave us was beef salad that they boiled. and then kuisiwata. They squeeze the water out, and it's a herb. Sorry, guys. Bitter leaf. We call it bitali. That was what we had, and we were drinking the water to ease the pain. And yeah, I'll pause there for now.
Wow, sorry. Really sorry you went through that. And the fact that so many people go through this in this way, right? Have you been told about a practice of Bondo prior to that? Like when you were younger, did you hear about Bondo? Was it framed to you in any way? Or was it, okay, so this was just the first time it happened. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then I guess the next question then is, this is a follow-up question to that, and then I'll turn it back over to Fatima for the next question. After that happened, right, what did they do to ensure that the area was clean, you didn't get infected? What were they doing to stop the bleeding? What process did they put in place to try to keep you from bleeding out or to stop for infection or anything like that? Or did they even have a process?
So they were washing us because I was so weak. I'll speak for me. By the way, a girl bled to death in that house when they did the procedures with where I was. But us that made it through the procedure, I was so weak that I couldn't wash myself. So they would wash us, the older women, and then they would put nappy on us. They would wipe the area, put some, I kind of forgot the names of the stuff. When we have cold, they put that mentholate on our nose, something like that. But like for your private area, they would put there. If my mom was alive, I would have asked her for the exact name, but I don't even remember anymore. But I remember that they would wash us, wipe us, moisturize there, make sure everything is clean, and then put nappy on us. And we were still bleeding. I was bleeding a lot. Like, I was there for like a while until everything healed. But that was the only procedure. And then drinking like that water to ease the pain. And their chants in the Mende language. But yeah, that was basically it.
I'm sorry I'm making faces, guys. I'm like,
no, it's cool. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, so spoiler alert, like I've been traumatized, so anything that has to do with blood, I'm traumatized from the war, and I'll tell you guys about that ordeal another time when we, delve into that topic. But yeah, anything that has to do with blood, that's one of the reasons why I actually did not go into the medical field. I said no. But anyway, back to you. I am so sorry you had to go through that, and hearing it is traumatizing to me. So imagine you that had to go through that, and the millions of women and girls who have to go through that. I am so sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. So how would you say that has impacted your life? I mean, personally, of course, and in terms of like your love life, if it has. I don't want to just assume, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. It has definitely impacted me. Like when I first came to the States, I learned English here, and as I was reading books, I'm like, I wanted to ask. I tried to ask my sister questions, and she won't want to talk about it. About the Bondo, because she went through it too. Because I felt like something was wrong with me, like because something was missing with my vagina. So like I felt like something was wrong with me. I felt like I wasn't normal. And when I started dating, guys would be like either intimidated or intrigued. And sometimes it can turn into resentment, like, because they end up being mad at me for having that happen. So yeah, it messed me up physically, emotionally, and spiritually in a sense, because I'm like, it's not even in the Bible. Like, why did I have to go through this? Like, why is this even happening?
And did anybody in your family... Oh, go ahead, Joe. Okay.
No, if you had a follow up, please. You had a follow up. Go ahead.
Yeah, just like, did anyone in your family, I know he asked you already if, they explained it to you what FGM was, etc., the Bondo process, but did anybody afterwards, did they, like, apologize? Like, what was the reaction of your family? I know normally, like, you guys have to, like, walk and then they give you guys gifts or something. What was the process like after?
After the Bondo?
Yes.
So we did a dance. The Mende Society, like it was a dance, and then they sang songs, and the Mende tribe, they put like white stuff on our faces. And then they started saying, Uma now, Una na Uma now. My mom was like, oh, Uma now. And I was just like, what? But yeah, that was it. And then celebration. There was food, dancing, the Bondo Devil came out. That was the end of it. When it, basically. And then with my mom, over the years, I would tell her, and then, she'll rebuttal, because my mom never went to school. So a lot of things is hard for her to understand. But I still kept talking and talking to try to get her to understand. And then finally, like around 2007 or 8, when I asked her, like, oh, why make you do that thing to me? Because if the kid will die now, the also is carrying now your village, after we don't die, that would have been me. Like, why did you do that? And then she goes, Admire, I only do what they do to me. So I'm sorry. I don't want to. So when she told me that I forgave her. But before then, I always held a grudge, or I always questioned her motive. Like it messed me up. Like, I'm like, was she trying to kill me? Especially because my dad didn't want me as a child. So it was a lot of mental thingy there, but mental confusion there. But she did take accountability in a sense, and I forgave her that day. Okay. But as far as like my other family members, now that I'm vocal about it, since I've been vocal about it on social media, some of them are talking about me, saying my mom is turning in her grave. I know saying Mama Lumbe vex right now, like she's mad right now because I'm talking about this not city society. This is our tribe. Admire just Americanized. So they're talking about me in Massachusetts, where I'm from. Like, people really don't like me because I'm talking about FGM. So, including some family members. So, they don't even support me with, like, no family supports with, like, anything. They don't share. They don't. So.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, when we talk about the trauma and the different things that have happened in Sierra Leone, and there's a lot of unresolved trauma, right? We had our conflict in the country. It's not even a civil war, because really it was other people who were in this process. But then you also have moments like this. You had Ebola and other things, and there hasn't been countrywide efforts to help people move beyond this. And today, this particular procedure is not illegal. It is still a part of a practice. The explanation I've been given recently is that it's the choice of the young girl, but obviously it's not really a choice if you feel like this is a part of becoming an adult, right? And you're ostracized if you don't do it. Now, it doesn't happen for everyone. I know the Creole don't do it. They're not an indigenous tribe to Sierra Leone. And I've heard that some other tribes maybe don't practice it as often. I just wanted to maybe give that context. Now, one of the things I'm interested in is, you mentioned in relationships there was some intrigue. As a man who's dated someone who's gone through this process, I know that I was concerned for a person who had gone through that, and them explaining their situation to me. They had never really healed from this process. So my question to you is, do you feel like you've been able to heal from this? Are you going through the process of healing? How do you feel in relation to what happened in terms of your healing process?
I'm in a much better space now, I would say, because I've done a lot of reading myself. Because when I tried to talk to family, they shut me out. And so I found other ways. I went, therapy helps. research, reading, connecting with other FGM survivors help. Over 10 years ago, I couldn't even talk about it without shaking and crying and stuff. So I know it's helped. All the things that I've been doing over the years, it has helped. Talking to my clients about it, like when I do their hair, because, you know, doing hair is like therapy, and we're like therapists in a sense. So like we're both talking to each other, we're connecting, all that stuff. It helps. So I would say I'm honestly proud, and then I'm talking about it online too. That's also like, you know, I think I'm on the right track with healing. Yeah.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
No, you did. You did. It's ongoing process, but it looks like you are healing, right? I don't think you would. But maybe you're saying you're healing. You're in progress, right? Is that what you would describe it as?
I wouldn't say I'm completely healed because sometimes I get choked up. Like I did my first FGM speech in Houston a couple of months ago, like in November 2025. And while watching Alice Walker's, who's an activist, she's not Sierra Leonean, but she's an activist, and she went to different countries. Basically, we watched her documentary and then introducing FGM to the audience by watching the documentary. And that documentary, before I even started talking, I got choked. I had to step outside and go to the bathroom and like let it out, cry it out, and then regroup and then come back to talk. So it's still a journey. It's just how you deal with it. Like I know I have to let it out. I know I have to cry. I can't keep it in. So I knew to step out and do that, get myself together, and come back and talk. So yeah, it's definitely a journey.
Absolutely. So what message would you like to tell parents, policymakers, etc.? What message would you like to tell them? Whether it's in terms of what you've gone through or what you think needs to get done in the future in terms of FGM?
I would say FGM is doing more harm than good to any female, anybody that's undergoing it. It's not helping with anything. It's just hurting us, potentially killing us, because girls are dying in different countries when that procedure is being done. So I'm against it. I would say end it. Like end it everywhere and stop hurting our girls, because this is not right. It's abuse.
Good points. Now, if the world genuinely listened, right, to survivors such as yourself and others, what do you think would change?
Ask that again.
So if people genuinely listened and knew more about these things, right, like what we're doing here, what do you think would change in a country like Sierra Leone and other countries that still practice this? Do you think that they would stop doing it? And is that the hope for these kinds of conversations?
I think if enough people talk about it, march, like do a whole lot of things, a group of us, a big amount, I think it'll motivate them to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly believe it will. A collective of a good number of us.
Yeah. You know, right now it's not illegal in Sierra Leone, as we mentioned. Policies, bills are drawn up all the time. All it takes is a person to sponsor a bill, just like in any other country that has a parliament or a Congress of some sort. It just takes an individual in government to start the process. And I think, as you said, if we talk about it more, we engage more, there can be a law against it. There are countries that have outlawed it. I went to the Gambia. Gambia has outlawed it. From what I understand, Ghana has outlawed it many years ago, in the 90s, from what I understand, if I'm not mistaken, early 90s or maybe even the 80s, it's been outlawed. in Ghana. So I think Sierra Leone is behind on this, and that is why we're talking about it, right? And that's why we're going to do a series on this particular topic. We're going to talk about other things when we go live as a group here, but this particular topic will be an ongoing conversation. And because we want to continue to educate folks on this, make sure people hear people's stories, and hopefully this inspires someone who's in a position to make a difference, And so that's the goal of this communication, and starting with you telling your story. I don't know, Fatima, if you had any other questions for Amaya on this one in particular, but I'll just say, Amaya, obviously, thank you for your bravery to even speak about this. Obviously, this is a very, very personal topic, and but I salute you for being able to have the strength to talk about it on stage and on live, right? I mean, I think it's important, and I'm happy that you are willing to have that discussion so that we can at least do what we can with the audiences we have to try to bring an end to this practice. Anything from you, Fatima?
Absolutely.
Of course.
To piggyback of what he said, definitely. I don't have any more questions. I think you've said enough, and we don't want you to keep revisiting this ordeal. As a woman, I understand. No offense, Joe, but yeah, I'm very emotional. So girl, kudos to you, because I know, after so many years, it's still, I can imagine it's still very fresh to you, so yeah, definitely. Thank you for your bravery, like he mentioned. I don't have anything else, but yeah, this is a call out. As we've mentioned before, we are going to be on this topic, many more episodes to come. So definitely, if you have anything you would like to share, hit the Sierra Leoneans Killing It DM, Authentic African DM, or Inside the Diaspora DM. We're a collective working together to just shed light on more issues affecting our community, the African community, and especially Sierra Leone. So thank you for having me once again.
No problem. Thank you, guys. And like you said, the conversation must continue. I hope that we continue to talk about these topics. And hopefully a change is made, because it's really disappointing that it's still happening. And if you guys, I know it's a lot, it's heavy, but sometimes it's okay. Like, I don't even mind, like, even me crying on, like, when I did the speech, I wanted raw, like, authentic. I want people to feel my pain. So crying is cool with me. That's why I warn y'all. But it's cool. Like, if you guys have any questions in the comments, please ask. I'll answer the best I can. And like Fatima said, we will be having these discussions. If you guys have any topic ideas, if you don't go bondo and you want to tell your story, join the conversation. I encourage you to talk. Join me, join us. Let's talk about it. Let's be the change that we want to see. I'm speaking for the girl who died in my mom's village, who didn't make it during that procedure. If that was me and she made it, I would want her to talk for me. So if you did it, I know your pain, and I encourage you to join the conversation. Tell us in the DMs, message us, any one of us, and let us know. And you'll be on the next time.
Awesome. I think Joe was buffering, and
I think he's coming back.
Yeah.
Troy, you had asked. Oh, Troy asked the question. He said, "What is the point of FGM?" So I asked my mom this question too, and she said, "Well, back in the 60s, girls started getting pregnant out of wedlock, and the Salon community, not bad name. So the women started coming up with ideas to cut the girls, so it won't make them as horny or want them to be active, sexually active." So, I mean, that's basically what happened with the procedure that went on with me. Like, it's not like I don't get horny TMI. It just takes a while. You have to turn me on mentally. So that's what it does.
To be continued. To be continued. Troy. But yeah.
You already know.
Right.
Troy said.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but then again, it doesn't make sense. Like, I get it.
It's not sanitary. Yeah. It's not sanitary, and you could potentially not even give birth. Like, if they mess up down there, the procedure. And a lot of girls that I've talked to on Clubhouse, Instagram, that I've connected with, they have to go get rejuvenated. Like, they came to California, some of them, to a rejuvenation center to get everything new because it's just not good.
Yeah.
And some can't have kids. It's bad. So it's not. It's the procedure does what they say, but still, it's not safe. It's not sanitary, and it doesn't make sense.
Wow. Yeah. Well, continue telling your story and shedding light on the topic. I feel like, we asked earlier if you think there's gonna be change, but I think people like you who come out and speak out about it, you bring more sensitization on the topic. So yeah.
Thank you so much for joining, Fatima. Make sure you guys are following my co-hosts, Fatima and Joe, if you're not following them already. And make sure you guys stay tuned for our upcoming topics. Share our pages, share the topics when we post the flyers. And we will see you guys. Well, are we done? Or did you guys have any questions in the comments?
I'm all set. Unless you wanted to share some more.
No. Do you guys have any questions? If you guys don't have any questions, that can be it for now. And we can pick it up from where we left off next time.
Absolutely.
Did you guys have any more questions you wanted to ask in the comments? Binsu was supposed to join, but she said she's still in church.
Okay.
So next time.
Okay.
Patients have holes and can urinate properly and cannot urinate properly, etc., etc. Yeah, that happens when the procedure's been done, wrong, and stuff won't be functioning down there as it's supposed to, and you would have to definitely get surgery. Because I've talked to some people that had gotten work done.
Wow.
So that's true, Troy, for sure. Well, I guess that is it.
All right.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for joining the live.
Thank you.
We will see you guys next time.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, Fatima.
Bye.
I'll call you.
All right. Bye. All right, guys. So I'm not sure why. It seems I'm not able to. I'm not sure. So I'm learning this functionalities and stuff, so bear with me. I'm not sure. I think I pressed green screen or something. Okay, that's taken out. Okay, I think I'm gonna end this. But hello, Kate, Colton, Zaka. Hello, thanks for joining.